Good morning, it's Grandpa Butler, and by popular request, I'm doing a unicorn this morning on technique that uses watercolor crayons and permanent ink. So permanent ink we'll put in a picture, and then we'll color the picture of our main object, this morning the unicorn, and then we'll put some background in there in a very impressionistic way. So I've started the sketch of the unicorn here, and now let's just get some of these lines in here a little bit better. Those who don't know, I have neuropathy, and sometimes it's calmer than other times, and so we'll see what we can do to keep it in check here. But I find that doing the artwork sort of a good therapy, and that's one of the reasons for doing it. As well as meeting the requests of my children and grandchildren, who think it's kind of fun when we get together and do art this way, which we've been doing since about May of 2021. And so we thought, since a lot of the grandkids have moved away and are quite busy, etc., that it might be useful to record some videos so they could watch it from a long distance here. So there's our unicorn starting to take shape here. And let's see if we can turn around and relax a little bit more here. Get the mane in on this guy or gal, whatever this horse is. When I asked the owner, they didn't know for sure either, and checked. So nice big eyes there. Started on an earlier version of this, but my girlfriend of 50 years and wife of 49 plus years pointed out that the horn wasn't between the eyes, it was on top of the head. So I appreciate that counsel here. And so we'll give it here a second go. Does that look magnificent enough for a unicorn? I don't know that we can ever capture the magnificent quotient here for a unicorn. So Grandpa made an extra squiggle in here, so he's going to pretend that he meant to do that, and he's going to put some other squiggles in there to sort of cover that up. I like doing this technique. I like doing this watercolor crayon and pen technique because it gives me a chance to do something that's fun and quick and not too difficult here. So, I think anyone who can draw squares and circles and triangles and would like to do this can also find it fun and relaxing, as I do. Okay, so there's our white unicorn. Given my audience here, I better make this kind of pink and put some shadows in for our unicorn. So when you're doing snowfields or shadows here on white, things that are basically white, I find that doing a light blue here is a good kind of indicator when I have a white object of shadow. People know that's what it is, and it's also funner to look at than some just kind of grays here. So that's what we're trying to get in here, is some of that fun horsey shadow. Do diffuseness. And we'll get those under there and around there. So I just need to get my unicorn to hold himself still while I finish these things. So there we've got the unicorn. And we get out our watercolor brush here, and we'll touch up the paint here. We have. I usually love to leave sort of some pigment behind, not smeared out smoothly. And I will leave some behind, but given that these are shadows on this horse, I will dissolve a lot of the pigment more evenly than normally I would on most of the picture. Like you'll see in a minute the rest of the picture here. Okay, so there, got steps 1 and 2 done. So now what we're going to do is going to put in some background. And I love mountains here. So I'm going to put in some mountains. I'm going to first just outline it and get it. Let's put in a green line where the mountains come down to, and now here we'll have some trees. We'll decide what kind of trees in a minute. So let's come back to our mountains up here. And put in where some cliffs are showing out. And let's kind of have the light coming from the right side. And so just to remind Grandpa, that's it. I'm going to put some darker green here, kind of forward of the horse as kind of a shadow of our, sorry, I said horse. Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant, of course, the unicorn. Very different than just a mortal horse here. Okay, please forgive me, my dear granddaughters. And we come off here. So on the sunward side, I'm going to put in some kind of red highlights here, and then we'll come down here. So to get mountains, you just do triangles and come down here and do little edges. Here we're going to do, and we could stay with this one pigment. This is kind of an ultramarine kind of thing, and this mountain here will be mostly in the background, so we'll have that coming down here. Okay, and this will put some red up there. Yeah, that'd be a good place for the red. Highlight our unicorn, not a horse unicorn. Okay, Grandpa got it right that time. So, but still indicates some of that here, and now sort of kind of a nice day. We're going to have some red sunlit sky here. Maybe the sun is setting or just rising. The sun rays are bent a bit. And over here, and over here. Okay, so that's what Grandpa's doing here. That also served to kind of highlight the whiteness of the horse, right? So that's okay. We can live with that. And then we'll have some trees down there, so I don't need to take that in. And then just to make it kind of fun, we'll put in another blue in here. Notice that I just don't color anyway. I color with the crayons in sort of the direction I think the ground and the mountains are flowing here. And that's part of the deal of having fun, is just trying different experiments. Most of mine are kind of interesting disasters, but at least they're interesting disasters, and so I'm fine with that. And you should be too, okay? Okay, so we kind of have some kind of mountains here, and so what we're going to do before we do the trees and finish it up is we're going to light this up. Now again, my advice is to experiment, but don't rub too much. Often dabbing is better than stroking. And experiment to see what kind of things happen as you get different colors and different movements. Now notice on these mountains especially, I am not trying to get rid of all these little crayon pigment fragments here. I'm leaving in them as part of the structure of the mountains. And that's taking time, I know, but that's where it is. And give my arm something to rest on. Grandpa, you won't shake quite as much. Okay. I'm listening to my inner grandchild voice here, right, directing me to new and better art. So here, again, where the sunlight's coming in from the right, a bit more red there, and probably could do with some red on that top of that, but I'm cool with what we got here so far. Okay, now what we're going to do in the next step here is put in trees, and we can do deciduous trees or pine trees, and let's go ahead and we'll do pine trees this morning on the edge of our little clearing here, our unicorn stain. So again, we're leaving the impression of pine trees, not worrying about detail. And where it's underneath here, a little bit of moisture there. Notice how that kind of instantly fades into a kind of lovely colors, that dark green without even the brush there. There's a little bit of water there. A little water on my crayon now. Cool. I like that. Okay, so come back here. And again, highlight. So get the where we worked with the watercolor crayons, the soluble crayons. Now we're going to touch it up with the pencils. And there's different brands of these, and the couple that I've tried are pretty much the same. So it's a question of how much art you want to do with the variety of colors. It's really the thing that distinguishes one brand of soluble water crayon from another. As far as I know, have no sponsor. This is just something that my girlfriend said, you need to get back and do some art. And so here I am. Okay, so we'll get this. And underneath where the horse is approximately. Again, this is impressionist, which means, I think that's art speak for. Yeah, he made lots of mistakes, but we'll call those mistakes impressionist. That works for me. I am very impressionist. You can see that all the way through my work. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I like where we kind of ended up here. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Love all you guys. Hope you're having a great day. Be good to one another. Bye-bye.